What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you guys an early look at the upcoming Air Max 95 Big Bubble in this 711 colorway. This shoe might go down in history, and not because of the shoe itself, but more so because of the drama that's surrounding the lead up of the release of the shoe. So this pair is unofficially a nod to 711, and it's said to be part of a konbini pack, which is the Japanese term for convenience store, releasing alongside a blue colorway that's said to be a nod to Lawson. And while there's no actual references to 711 for this shoe, meaning it's not an actual true collaboration, these were supposed to release on July 11th, 711, and I believe the retail price for this shoe is said to be $200 US, and on the Nike Canada website, they were slated to drop for a price of 245 Canadian dollars before the release was pulled. Why was it pulled? Well, that's where the drama surrounding this release is centered, specifically on 711 suing Nike. So 711 filed a federal trademark infringement lawsuit against Nike, and they're seeking to actually block the release of the shoe, claiming it replicates its iconic brand identity, more specifically with the use of their iconic 3 stripes of red, green, and yellow. So of course, once the news of this lawsuit leaked out, the notoriety surrounding the shoe just elevated to that next level. I was really lucky though, because I picked these up on StockX a couple days before the news of the lawsuit was revealed, but if you compare the before and after prices of the shoe, they absolutely shot up in price after news of the lawsuit was released. So before news of this lawsuit, these shoes were loaded on the Nike Sneakers app, the Nike Sneakers Canada website, and even some boutiques here locally in Canada had these on their upcoming release list. But then since then, it seems like the release of the shoe has been put on pause. Who knows if they're actually gonna ever release? Maybe they'll come to an agreement with 711, or it's possible that these will never see the light of day at an actual retail level. So officially, the colorway for this shoe is sail, metallic silver, total orange, sport green, gym red, and light British tan. And this adopts the big bubble silhouette of the Air Max 95, which is basically the new style of the Air Max 95 that's supposed to be closer to the look of the originals with a larger and beefier air unit. So taking a look at the details of the shoe itself, as we take a look at the toe box, we have this large overlay of brown suede, and you'll see how this is a long-haired suede. Covering the base layer of the shoe, we have this white colored mesh, and then along the sides of the shoe, as with any Air Max 95, we have these 4 distinct layers. So in this case, we have 4 layers of suede with this deep red on the bottom, green above it, total orange above that, and then this fuzzy sail colored suede at the top. So the suede covers the sides of the shoe, and then on the lateral side of the heel, we have an embroidered Nike swoosh. And then along the heel of the shoe, we have a reflective brown colored panel, and on the top we have Nike Air branding debossed in green. As far as the laces go, this pair comes with 2 lace options. So the default lace that they come with is a rope style lace done in a mix of white and green. They also come with a solid red colored rope lace as well, but for me, I like the look of the green laces. It gives it a little bit more of a subtle look, which I prefer. Underneath this, the tongue is crafted out of suede, which honestly gives the shoe a bit more of a premium feel. Holding the laces in place, we have this large brown suede overlay, and then on the top of the tongue, we have this oval shaped patch with Air Max branding done in a mix of green, orange, and red. The interior of the shoe and the back of the tongue, this is covered in a synthetic suede liner, giving a very soft, slightly fuzzy feel to the touch. And then for the insoles, this is your standard foam line insole. However, as much as Nike may claim that this is not a shoe that pays homage to 711, you'll see how the design of this insole takes inspiration from the aisles of a convenience store, so that's a bit of a smoking gun here. So the upper of the shoe sits atop this polyurethane foam midsole, and encased within this midsole, we have Nike Air technology both on the forefoot and the heel. So we have these windows exposing the air units, and this being a big bubble version of the Air Max 95, the airbags here are larger, especially underneath the heels. And then turning the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is done in a mix of brown and green colored rubber. We have this waffle style traction pattern on the forefoot, and in the middle we have this green colored TPU shank plate, which helps with torsional rigidity and midfoot support. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this shoe. And for those wondering about how these fit, so I got these in my true size, which in my case is a size 10. My feet are a little bit on the wider side, but getting these true to size, they fit me fine. Air Max 95s in the past were notoriously tight, so I always had to go up to a 10.5 with Air Max 95s before, but since they've reintroduced this as a big bubble version, they definitely fit more roomy and more true to size than before. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, you can go true to size with this shoe. But if you have like a really wide foot, you still might be better off going up that half size. But if possible, try on a big bubble version of the Air Max 95s at a local store if possible, just to get a sense of how they fit your specific feet, because ultimately everyone's feet are going to be a little bit different, and all I can give you is just a general rule of thumb. Next up, in terms of the comfort, so these are a slight improvement over older Air Max 95s. They have a little bit more squish, a little bit more cushion, especially underneath the heel. Still, as far as Nike shoes go, especially when you compare it to modern day technology, this is not the most comfortable model out there. Generally speaking, it still has a relatively firm feel underfoot, which makes sense considering this is a shoe made in 1995. So even if you compare it to models like the Romero series or new models dropping today with that upgraded technology, you're really comparing apples to oranges. But for a casual use shoe, they're gonna be fine. I just personally don't find them to be extremely comfortable, but everyone's opinion can vary. It just depends on how you define your personal comfort. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so this is where I thought the shoe did a really good job in. Makes sense though, considering on the box label, this is labeled as a quick strike release. So the materials are elevated over a normal Air Max 95. We have a bunch of genuine suedes on this shoe, which feel very premium to the touch. Obviously, they still utilize meshes and some synthetic panels, but for the most part, the materials on the shoe felt really solid. And the overall build I thought was good as well. The different panels were consistently sized, it was free of major glue stains, and the stitching was done pretty well too. So I think this shoe lives up to that quick strike label. And like I said, it definitely feels a little bit more elevated than a normal GR Air Max 95. So with all of that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. If we put aside the whole lawsuit fiasco, I still think this is a great looking sneaker. I love these fun themed Nike releases, and whether it is or isn't supposed to be tied to 7-Eleven, it's still pretty undeniable that when you look at this shoe, it screams the colors of the iconic convenience store. And even though this might not be the easiest shoe to pull off, and it might not get the most wear in my collection, I still love owning pairs like this. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about the 7-Eleven release? And who knows? I'm very curious to see what's the outcome of this lawsuit. Is Nike eventually going to release these? Are these going to be pulled from stores and never going to see the light of day? Let's grab our popcorn and see what happens. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll link my socials down below for you guys to check out and follow. And as always, thanks for your continued love and support, and I'll catch everybody in my next video.